From the Detroit Free Press, it's Friday, February 19th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
This is Phoebe Wall-Howard, an automotive reporter at the Detroit Free Press. Ford Motor Company has hired a world-renowned architectural firm out of New York to come and restore the ceiling of Michigan Central Station. This will involve painters and plasterers, specialists in historic building design. They will hand place 3,000 tiles. They will remake these pieces and they will restore the interior as it was 100 years ago. This is part of a $740 million project, and Ford Motor Company says it is on schedule to finish by the end of 2022. The Detroit Free Press has exclusive images of the interior of the train station, as well as exclusive interviews. Go to freep.com for more.
This is Neeraj Warikoo of the Detroit Free Press with some news about police in a Detroit suburb. In Dearborn, activists are complaining that police are unfairly targeting African Americans. According to data they obtained, 59% of arrests in Dearborn in 2019 were of African American suspects. In terms of citations, it was 48%, which were given to blacks. They're asking the Dearborn City Council to reduce this number and to spend less on police. They've been clashing with the council in recent weeks. For more information on this story, visit freep.com.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a columnist at the Detroit Free Press. Working remotely during the pandemic enabled some to travel to see relatives and do their jobs quietly across state lines. But working remotely in another state may, and often does, subject the individual to tax in that state. Many people have never heard of any of these tax rules. 7 out of 10 people polled by the American Institute of CPAs did not know that working remotely in other states could affect the total amount of state taxes they owe. States have inconsistent tax rules. For example, if you are a Michigan resident, all your income is subject to Michigan tax, no matter where it is earned. Some exceptions exist, including for some who are starting a business. And here's a real shocker. Some states, including Michigan, require someone who is not a resident to pay state income taxes on the very first day the employee starts working remotely in that state. Obviously, experts say there's much non-compliance here because many people don't know the rules. But remember, more states are cracking down and figuring out who owes them money.
I'm Sloan Taranella with the Detroit Free Press. The Chicago-based eatery that's famous for hot dogs and a milkshake that's blended with a whole slice of chocolate cake, Portillo's, is renaming a Sterling Heights landmark for one day to celebrate the eatery's new location in the city. The Sterling Heights monument, the Halo, will have a temporary new name inspired by Portillo's savory side dish of deep-fried onions called the Golden Onion Ring. Portillo's is scheduled to open its new Sterling Heights location on March 16th. The location will be right across the street from the Halo, or should we say the Golden Onion Ring. Portillo's is also hiring for a variety of hourly and shift positions. According to a news release, employees receive a $250 signing bonus after their first 90 days of employment. The company also has a referral program for employees who recommend people to apply. Interested applicants can visit portillos.com/careers or apply in person at the Sterling Heights location. According to Portillo's, open interviews will take place Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, checking out the Michigan Wolverines football roster, which is now one QB short. On Thursday, Joe Milton announced that he would be transferring out of Ann Arbor. The 6'5" strong-arm Floridian started the season at QB for the Wolverines last year, though many Michigan fans would love to forget 2020 altogether. Now, the best two options at quarterback are Cade McNamara, who spelled Milton a few times last year, and true freshman J.J. McCarthy, a 5-star recruit in this year's class. No pressure for Michigan and Jim Harbaugh, though, right? Just a new contract for the head coach, basically cutting his salary in half, and the motivation of correcting last season's 2-4 record. Who wouldn't want to throw a true freshman quarterback into that scenario, right? Maybe perhaps the Wolverines will dip into the transfer portal themselves for help under center.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.